Just a question. I got to sit on this panel last year, and one of the concerns that I think we all had was what happens with staff retention when we come out of this, and how much movement has there been? If you're candid with your employees and they understand why you're doing certain things, our guess was that we wouldn't be losing many staff versus some of the other companies who are the factories who were basically turning things over. We found that to be true. I'm just interested in your findings and the way you're seeing things now.
Thank you, John.
So let me understand the question.
How'd you keep the good ones?
How did we keep the good ones if we were telling them that we were losing money and that type of thing?
Are they still with you? Are they willing to stay with you now? Or are they out?
Well, you really have to take care of your stars, that's for sure. You got to know who your superstars are and make sure that they're, we had lots and lots of conversations with our stars to make sure that they were comfortable. Have we had, as things have turned around in our part of the world, we've had a little bit of voluntary turnover. Now all of a sudden there's some opportunities out there, but not much, because I think people have respected what we did to keep the valuable people around, and they recognize that the reason they're there is they were one of those people, and we've really invested in those people.
Were there specific things that you did to help them during that time, support their involvement in, I don't know, let's pick an organization at random, ITE?
Well, so here's one thing we did. Rather than take the approach that many companies I saw out there do, which was we're going to cut every last perk, every last expense in order to keep as many people as we could, we kept fewer people and kept the rock stars, and we didn't change very much at all in terms of the things we did. I mean, we support their involvement in professional associations. We pay for their licensure. We're very generous with what we do for continuing education, on and on and on. We virtually didn't change our benefits plan, little bit tweaks here and there. But I mean, for the people who stayed, we continued to take care of them. And they recognized that, okay, that guy's not here anymore, but the people who were there, we took care of. We did entirely change our compensation structure. We had a very kind of, I would call it blue-collar approach to the way we paid people. I mean, everybody, including our engineers, were paid essentially on an hourly basis and got paid for overtime. All of our exempt staff now are on a straight salary, but we have a very generous performance bonus program, we call it, which is based on the profitability of the company. And if we're profitable, we pay a bonus that's tied directly to the level of profitability that can be quite generous. And so that aligned the accountability with what the company's accountability was. And there's a lot of people that, the people who weren't pulling their weight don't thrive in an environment like that.
Well, don't you find also, and I'm going to get to Steve in a minute, but don't you also find that when people are pulling their weight, and not everybody is, that they know it?
Oh, yeah. They know it before you do.
And they expect us as managers to actually do something about it.
For sure. They know it before we do. If the guy next to him isn't pulling his weight, they know it before you do. And once they know, and you don't do anything about it, then that's the most damaging thing you can do, is not do something about it.
I just want to add on that I think what you said about maintaining the perks is very important. So a lot of you are managers out there now, and you have that control. I did the same thing on the government side. We had the ability to cut. They didn't tell us what to cut. They said, here's your target number. You have to give back so much on the budget. I didn't cut the perks. In fact, I kept them where they were, and I even actually cut that line item a little bit, but I had the ability to move money from one line item to the other. And
the dirty little public sector secret.
Hey, well, some people are expecting to see certain things, but the reality is we learned the same thing, that if we can keep up that level of training opportunities, a little bit of travel for some of the folks, the ability for paying their way to a conference, that meant so much more than just trying to save one other position. And we actually did the exact same thing. We said if we're going to do something, we're going to do it well enough that people are going to be happy and you get at least a good level of productivity out of that. And so we would actually lose a position here or there as opposed to cutting everything across the board.
You mean we've cut another position, you've got more to do, and we're not going to treat you very well is not really a formula for success.
Yeah.